Next, I'm going to continue using the healing tools. So the next tool will be in the same menu, in the healing tools menu. I'm going to be using the patch tool for this particular image. Now, the idea is to get rid of the date that is at the bottom of the image. I don't want the date there. So this patch tool is great for that. What I need to do is click and drag around the date as best you can, which then it gives you a selection. What you need to do is within the selection, you click inside the selection and drag. So what I'm doing is just clicking on the actual, I'm gonna click onto the trail so that it grabs the pixels. So if I click and then I let go, there you have that it has replicated the trail. So if I zoom in, you can see that it has replicated the trail and the date is not there. Now to get rid of this selection, if I press Command D, it removes the selection. Next, I'm going to use a different tool for this exercise. What I'm going to use for this is the idea is I want to replicate and move these birds. So for example, one of the birds are further away and I kind of want to bring it closer to the other two birds. So using in the same healing tool area, the content aware move, if I click onto that tool, now at the very top, up here it says move. So I want to move. So what I'm going to do is, as best you can, click around like you're drawing basically and not letting go around the bird. So that once again, there's a selection, and I'm going to click within it and drag it closer. When I'm ready to, I can press return or enter, or I can click on the check mark at the top, commit to transform. And there you go. Now I can see that I moved it. This is still selected. I can click Command D and I can remove that. I can see the legs there. I can remove that too. Remember, we have the healing brush tool, so I can start using that. I can make this slightly bigger. So I can use the spot healing brush tools so that I can pick up some of the pixels, so I can kind of cover. If I zoom in, I can kind of cover these legs, you know, just to try to make it look natural. And then the bird has moved. And I can also kind of see a dark kind of orange, so it doesn't really match this orange here. So I can try to do it as best as I can, but there is another tool that can help you fix it, and that is the clone stamp tool. So if I click on the clone stamp tool, just another one or two below, it's the clone stamp. And what I can do with this one, I'm going to make this brush slightly smaller, is I can hold down the option key so I can select this light orange, and then I can kind of start clicking into it and bringing it into that portion so it's not such a harsh color. So I could even control the opacity. So what I can do is I can darken the area or lighten the area so it's not so harsh. So once again, I would just basically work with this, holding down the option key and just kind of trying to clean this up so it's not so dark around the bird. So I would be doing that for a little bit while. So that's how you use the content aware. Let's say I wanted to duplicate the same bird. I would go back into my healing brush menu and click back into content aware move tool. Once again, I would draw around the bird. And this time in the mode at the top, change it to extend. I would click inside and drag, press enter or return, Command D, and there you have another duplicate of that bird. Moving on, I'm going to use the clone tool to clone some of these trees. So once again, we're going to go back into the clone tool, and I'm going to make this brush bigger. And you see how it's giving me orange because it remembers the last colors that I picked up. So what I need to do to get rid of that is basically hold down the Option key and pick up another portion. And then as you can see, the tree, I can actually draw another complete tree right next to it. So that is the clone tool. Once again, holding down my Option key, I'm going to clone this area, Option or Alt, and then once again, draw the tree.